Hey guys, Mark Ferrasci Protect Dog Training. I got Zumi. Zumi, nope. She's losing her fear, obviously. She's right up on the fence. But she's constantly going off on me. Came up this morning, she comes at me like I'm a new person, right? So she is hardwired for this highly suspicious boundary type of protection, type of hardwiring in a dog, right? So she's hardwired in that regards, and then being highly suspicious, all those things are traits we want in protection. But when you don't do anything with the dog and she's got fear that's overriding everything, that fear is what our problem is, right? So with a dog like this, you're not going to go that fast. You're going to have to do the old hot dogs, a lot of positive reinforcement, getting her used to body motions, just like I've talked about before. They see in pictures. So all these little motions, when you see me doing my hand like this, is a target hand, what I call that. It's all about building those associations towards pictures that we can use in our overall thing, right? Now what I'm doing this morning is I realized how I can walk away and 5 minutes later come back and she acts like she's never even seen me before. So it shows you the hardwiring that she's got towards somebody coming towards the fence, driven by fear and insecurity, because she just does not like it. She's been at home in a secure spot with her owners that she loves, 3 of them, right? That she's seen her whole life, and she has nothing else. What a sad case, isn't it? It's not a good thing. So we'll do the best by her we can. We've only got 2 weeks. They couldn't afford any more, and they were traveling, so I told her we'd do the best we could, and that's all we can do. I'll be able to get inside the dog's head and kind of get a feel with my juices and instinct to understand where the dog's head's at. But I don't have a very overall positive prognosis with this, you know. It's something that's going to take time and a lot of work, right? So be aware of that. Be aware that we can recover from where she's at now and make a big dramatic difference. But you're probably never going to be able to trust her without a muzzle, because she has these flash points. All of a sudden she sees somebody and she flashes, and it's fear driven, and somebody's going to get bit if she's not in a muzzle, right? And I've seen several dogs like this. This one girl that was out with a Malinois breed of some sort that had a muzzle on the dog, she was out doing protection training with it, and every now and then she would trust the dog too much, have the muzzle off, and somebody would get nailed, and she would get asked to not come back to that club or that location. Sad, but it is a fact of life. If you don't know what you're doing and you don't raise the dog properly, these cobwebs are going to be stuck in the dog's head for a long time, right? So that's what we're dealing with. And now I just kind of put her on a tab. She knows what a leash is. She's run over to that. We've got a dominant dog collar on her. What this does is basically take the wind out of the dog, causes more of a gag release, gag effect, puts the dog's head in a different place. And I've said it before, when you're thinking about this, you want to think about what the difference is from a pinch collar or other type of training tools that are designed to be open and then close like this quick. That's what the pinch is all about. When you give a tap with a pinch, it's going to create a pain reaction in the dog that can be, again, the tool's only as good as the person using it. So I don't need to knock the dog's head off a lot of the time. You talk about leash pressure, all I got to do is give a little leash pressure. This is designed to take the wind away from the dog so they can't breathe. And when they can't breathe, their mental state of mind goes to another place, okay? So that's what that's all about. Let me go out of here and I'll come back and you'll see her go off on me pretty quick. She treats it like it's a brand new day every time I come back. It's that hedgehog. Come on, get her. Come here. There you go on the truck. Come here, me, buddy. It's like a brand new day, huh? It's just like it's starting all over with again, huh? The only thing is a little different. She's now coming up on me on the fence. Instead of retreating and being wary of me at the fence, she's now coming up and wanting to get out. So now she's starting a different behavior, which is a good sign. It means she's growing mentally with me, right? We're getting that bond. It's just going to take time. She's now taking food out of my hand, but she's not warming up to me. She's still stiff. She still doesn't feel good. Mentally, it's going to take a long time with a dog like this. That's Buddy. We've got dogs in season. She's in season, and so is Rocks. After her escapade of not having puppies, she's already in season again. So I'm going to go ahead and fix Rocks. I'm going to solve the problem because I don't trust putting a lot of money into trying to breed again and have a failure. So I'll just look for other stock and start over. I've got a puppy. We're trying our best here. Daytime. Hi, babies. Hi. Yeah, hi, girls. Good. That's a good girl. Now I've got to put some medicine on her. She's kind of torn her pad in the back of the foot there. Come here. Come here. Easy. Quit. Quit. No. Easy. I know. Life's a bitch. Quit. Easy. Quit. Easy. No. Like I said, she'll go for the face. I can't get medicine on it unless I really give her a wrap with a leash, which is what I'm going to probably have to do, so I can contain her head. I got to get medicine on this little tear she's got on her foot. All right, so this is giving you a good idea of what we deal with when we're dealing with some of this. And you remember what I told you, we don't hide anything, right? We show you the full Monty. So what I'm going to do is what's called, I call it a leash wrap, and that'll give me a little bit more control of her head, and then make her to have to succumb, and hopefully this collar muzzle won't come off with the fighting. Quit. Good. Quit. Good. Easy. Quit. Easy. I had her on a walk and she wasn't doing this. She tore her. Easy. Quit. No. I got to worry about tearing off this muzzle. If that comes off, I'm screwed. It's been staying on pretty good. Come here, you. I'm not trying to hurt you. Quit. Sit. I know. Life's tough. I know, baby. Come here. So some of this is asserting dominance from me to her. Come here, baby. Come here. I know. Life's tough. She's still wanting to eat, so that shows you're having our relationship is still going. She's able to recover and go right into eating. It says a lot, right? So she's willing to accept that. She's just not willing to let me touch her paw. So we're going to have to come at it, try to catch her in a good spot. Easy. Good. You're okay. Easy. Good. Yep. Good girl. Good. So we'll just start smaller, right? Step back and get a little bit out of her. Good. And she's eating. See it? There you go. Good. Some of this is hunger, and that's a good thing. I want this. She's going to have to eat out of your bowl, huh? You got to make a mess, are you? All right, let's spend a little time, and always end it on the place you want the dog's head. So if I'm struggling, I don't walk out of that kennel when I'm fighting with her, I'm in that situation, and leave her head by walking out of here, right? We leave her head in a place that I want to leave it. So I'm going to sit here for a while with her, give her some food, and I won't leave and won't stop until I leave her head in the right place. As many a stories I've heard of David Reavers. They're all over the place with any of the law enforcement. He's been around for a lot of years. A lot of people have touched David. Where he'll be working a dog, the dog will nail him, he'll be dripping blood, and he won't stop with a session until he gets the dog's head at where he wants it, and he ends with that session, and then he will stop. And he'll go in the house and bandage himself up. And that's the great example of do not leave a dog's head in the wrong place. If you're going to put all that work and you're working the dog and whatever you may be doing, and if you stopped at that point and didn't follow through with that lesson or that session that was what you were trying to reach, where you were trying to leave that dog's head, and whatever you were working on, is it grip, is it bite, it doesn't matter. But you never walk away and leave the dog in a stuck position where you didn't succeed when you were doing that. It's just unprofessional. So somebody like David, he's a great example for the trade because he understands dogs very, very well, and he understands them. Maybe a layman wouldn't understand. Why is this guy out here breeding? Why didn't he go doctor himself up? Because he cares about the dog more than he does himself. And he can deal with that in 5 minutes, right? When I get done with this, when I get done working the dog, then I'll go bandage myself up, take care of the boo-boo, right? There's many stories of being tough like a son of a gun. David is one hard charger. for a lot of years. A lot of respect goes to that man. Good. And understanding of dogs and all that is very prominent. Good boy, good, but this is the same situation. I don't want to leave her head in that negativity where I was fighting with a paw and then walk out because I didn't succeed with what I was trying to do. Sit here and spend a while with her and leave her head in a good spot. Good girl, good, there you go. Good girl, you're okay, you're okay. I like this is better. This is the 4th day now, but she started to finally take hot dogs out of my hand the 3rd day. It's amazing, the universe in patterns of 3s, right? 2s and 3s, like I always talk about. Even the 3rd day is when it really, the egg cracks with some of these dogs. If it goes over that, you get into the 4th day, you're going to be starting to step back and say, okay, what do we got to do to get her eaten? There's tricks, but good girl, good girl. So we just got to take our time. So some of that with me handling her and with my voice tone, getting aggressive and all that, is dominance coming from me that basically says you're not allowed to do that. I've got to have a certain balance, right? You don't want it to be abusive, but good. It's important that you leave the dog's head in the right spot. Good girl, you're okay. And I'm going to take this off and let her feel it come off. See how she starts acting. She might start acting like a fool, huh? Yeah, good girl, good. Good job, Babas, huh? Keep in mind, this is all genetic. She's not biting because she's been taught to bite. This is just who she is. She's kind of got a strong streak in her. She's got that steely gaze. She gets that lock and then she comes at you all at once without any signs. She's still, it's all coming from insecurity and fear. I see her hackles back up. You know, when we went to walk this morning, she was all hackled up. So we've got to find patterns and routine that we can start to work with. So I'm going to do a lot of this today. In and out of the kennel, in and out of the kennel, trying to get her to calm down when she sees that visual. And the more I do it, hopefully that'll start to drop. I'm looking for her to stop challenging me and coming at me aggressive like that to show me that we're getting somewhere, right? It takes time, and you just can't, every dog is different. You just got to take what the dog is giving you, and right now she's giving me, huh? Good girl, good, come on. Well, come on, I got it. Trying to get her to go in deeper into me, right? Good girl, good, there you go, good girl. That's good, there you go, good. Good. What about the Babas? She's got no sore on the nose. That's a good thing after 3 days. That means her owners have probably used the muzzle a lot with her when they go out. So her nose is already used to it, so she didn't get no rubbing of the nose. It's all good looking fur, so I'm glad about that, because she's gonna have to have the muzzle on longer because I can't trust her. She'll go from zero, she'll nail me good. There's no two ways about it. I'll be going, ah! And when I see a dog like this, or Pim, remember that dog got imported over from Holland and Denmark, the bloodlines were through the roof, and the guy had done nothing with the dog, didn't have the skill, and the dog was so afraid. I forgot what I nicknamed him. I called him something. But it was the same thing, you know. There's only so much you can do, and you can't move any faster than the dog's going to let you. You just got to realize it's all about pattern and routine. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to walk away and then come back and walk away and come back about 5-10 minutes at a time. And each time she'll go off on me, and each time I'll go through a routine of coming in and right away to hot dogs, so I can get her brain to start going to another spot, right? Her brain right now goes into high suspicion and territorial boundary type, which is instinctively, it's hardwired within the dog's genetics, right? And then you add insecurity and fear to that, and that only brings it out all the more, right? Good. So, she says, I'm a melon that didn't get out and get, man, a dog like this would have been so good if you would have developed it properly. She's got everything. Beautiful dog. Good girl. Good girl. But I wouldn't breed this dog because people don't understand. Even though her bloodlines are good and the paper's good and all that, when you do that, it brands the brain. So a lot of times this dog's fear and this dog's disposition, because it's been branded in her brain because she's got such a heightened awareness and fear, will go right into the puppies. So I wouldn't breed a dog like this. It doesn't say that the bloodlines are bad. It just says she didn't get raised right. If I would have raised her with strength, she would have been, and then that would have went into the puppies, right? People don't understand there's a genetic stamp that's instilled in the dog over time that ends up being there. I'll give you a good example. The girlfriend and me were always talking about the puppies having car sickness. I hate it when I try to take a load of puppies out and they're puking all over the place, and I'm trying to deal with that. It's no fun. okay? So she was saying a little trick that she does is she takes the mom around when she's pregnant. She drives around so the puppies feel that motion in the stomach, and then she has a lot less problem with car sickness with those puppies when they're born and she starts taking them out, right? So it makes a lot of sense. It's interesting. Mother Nature is an amazing thing. And that genetic stamp that we talk about, another one would be, you see the KNPV Malinois, and they have that box routine where the dog's protecting that box and how aggressive they get. Tommy with Hans Peg. That's a genetic stamp that comes over time because they keep doing that same scenario with the dogs, and the dogs get used to it, and it goes right into the genetic stamp over time. So the dogs have a high propensity to that. Why do German Shepherds that are bred for Schutzen and for a lot of years have been bred for Schutzen, and the breeders and everybody's and the trainers are all looking for that deep mouth bite. So they pick that puppy, and then they develop that from day one with those puppies, constantly concentrating on that deep mouth bite. That becomes a genetic stamp over time. And that's what somebody would be going and buying a puppy for Schutzen. A lot of times that's one of their key things they're looking for. What's that dog's natural tendencies? Is he got a deep mouth bite, right? Daisy, the mom of Josie, and has a really deep mouth bite, very genetically predisposed. When I took her out as a puppy, she was just something else. Boom, real deep, real tenacious with it, and confident as all heck when I built her with confidence, right? Hell of a dog. And that's a genetic stamp. You keep that bitch for breeding, right? Daisy's a really good dog, and she's produced one good litter right now. I think she's working on his 2, maybe even a 3rd litter right now. We'll have more about that as we get some puppies in from a recent litter with Rico. Look up the BRN. I can give you BRN numbers on it, but Rico and Daisy are the mother and the father of these puppies that I'll be playing with. Good. What are you doing, huh? What are you doing? You gonna come here, huh? Come on. Good girl. So we're gonna do a lot of that today. We're in and out of the kennel, just sitting down, letting her build bond, right? And I'll take her out for a walk a couple times. And she's gonna keep being her, but this is a hard one. This is not easy. We gotta take our steps in small little pieces, right? We'll be in this kennel probably for a week. And the next stage, then the next stage. Each stage is going to be a challenge because she's got so much bats in the belfry, huh, baby? Huh? It's not because she's experienced anything. It's the opposite. She hasn't experienced anything. She's afraid of the world. And this high drive dog like this, not good for them. They need to get exposed. They need to get out, experience things. If they don't, you're not going to have a Malinois that's worth a hoot. Well, sure, she'll love you when you come home and you love your dog, but what function, what does she fulfill function-wise as far as a companion dog? That's what I look for. I want my dog to fulfill a function, to be a dog I can take any place with me, and as a companion dog, I can show off, do my obedience, and do what I do, but the dog will be there to protect me if I need it, right? So it's important. Developing a dog, right? You guys have been around me any length of time, you've seen me do some pretty good things, huh? Yeah, I see you. Yeah, you gonna butt me in the face again? You gonna butt me in the face again, huh? Yeah, I see you. Yeah, she's at least warming up to me now. The voice and all that's starting to help, right? Before, fear was overriding all of it. But you hear me chattering constantly, and now she's starting to soften up, right? She's starting to soften a little bit, right? Good girl. But she's a strong dog in the respect that she's not going to let this go. I'm going to have to take my time. This would be a dog that would be a long haul, just like your long haul pandemic, the long haul COVID. This is a long haul COVID dog. Going to take some work to fix a dog like this. And can you? I don't think you could ever trust her totally, to be honest with you. I think the cobwebs and the bats in the belfry will cause her to flash. And when you least expect it, she'll go off on somebody that's got the wrong body language that she feels insecure with, and she'll nail somebody. So this dog's probably always going to have a muzzle on for the most part. Right? Will she get better than she is? Oh yeah, the work's going to tell. She'll get a lot better than what she is, but I don't think she's going to ever be 100% or something that I build from the scratch, from the bottom up, and build a strong dog. And that's just not possible when you've missed all this critical development period. I hate to say it, but it's a fact. All right, Mark Ferrasci, Protect Dog Training. Yakking at the screen as always. This one's probably a little longer than most of my videos. Yeah, good dog, good. But I think it's important for you guys to watch this, right? Watch the body language, watch the development. You just saw her going off on me a second ago. I don't know if I got it on film or not, but we'll find out. Come here, baby. What's this? Is this your leash, huh? Is this your leash, huh? You're all right. You're okay. Good girl. You're okay. Sure, I'm glad that muzzle didn't come off, because this muzzle comes off, I'm in trouble. Because you're not a safe dog. No, you're not. You nail me on a dime, huh? You nail me on a dime, huh? She's softening up though, little at a time. All right, Mark Ferrasci, Protect Dog Training, signing off.